Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
All right, a live look from our sky cam in Mount Clemens, where it is 22 degrees. And folks, that's progress.
Absolutely. Metro Detroit continues to emerge from its deep freeze. And now we can look forward to a midweek warm-up. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Harsh winter conditions are giving way to much more reasonable late December weather.
And it won't be too long before we see some of that snow start to melt. Kim Adams is here with the forewarned forecast. Hi, Kim.
Hi. Well, it's a sad state of affairs when we are like, it's 22. Isn't that great? So much better, isn't it? What is this, Alaska? Where do we live? All right, right now we do have temperatures that are in the 20s, but it's chilly. 22 in Detroit, Howell, and 21 in Pontiac, 20 in Adrian. Exact Track 40 radar, we do have to talk about just some very, very light snow showers falling in parts of Monroe County, right along I-75, Rockwood, East Rockwood, Gibraltar as well, down to Luna-Pear, getting just a couple of light snow showers, nothing that is affecting travel. But if you're traveling down I-75 toward Toledo, you might run into a couple of those little snow showers. Otherwise, a couple flurries here and there, and we'll have mostly cloudy skies for the rest of the night. 21 in Pontiac, 22 in Mount Clemens, 24 at City Airport. But look at these wind chills, 15 at City Airport. Feels like it's 13 in Pontiac, but we're warmer by about 7 to 8 degrees, and we're going to get even warmer than that, with highs getting into the 50s by the end of the week. I'll talk about that in the forecast. But the best way to keep up to date on all this crazy weather we have going on here in Metro Detroit is to download the Forewarned Weather app. It's a great app. It's absolutely free. Just go to your favorite app store, type in WDIV, and the Forewarned Weather app will come up, and you can plug in your city and get a personalized forecast right in the palm of your hand.
Okay, Kim, awesome. Thank you. New information coming in on a tragic crash in Dearborn. An innocent person is killed by a speeding driver who refused to pull over for police. Wayne County Sheriff's deputy tried to stop a car this morning for speeding on Michigan Avenue. The driver ran a red light and crashed into another car at Gully in Dearborn. The accident killed the other driver, who we've just learned was a young woman. The suspect got out and ran away.
We send our condolences to the family involved with that. And it's especially hard this time of year to lose anyone, and we want to recognize that.
Police found the suspect in someone's yard and arrested him without further issues. He was taken to the hospital for minor injuries. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office says the driver had a suspended license and several local arrest warrants.
New insight into the pressure campaign from the former president and his 2020 campaign team hoping to overturn the election in Michigan. It was all detailed by the January 6th committee's final report released just before the holiday weekend. Our Grant Herms read through the report and has a deeper dive into Michigan's big part in the investigation.
Michigan was the third most mentioned state in that report that was 850 pages long, plus dozens more pages in other documents. New information inside that report showing the lengths the Trump campaign and those lawyers went to undermine votes in Michigan. The report shows a former president obsessed with finding ways to change the election, first by pressuring members of Congress, including Michigan Representative Tim Walberg, who was among the members from Michigan to sign a lawsuit to overturn the election results. In an email exchange, Walberg saying he'd spoken to the leaders of the Michigan House and Senate to decide the election in Lansing by ignoring the popular vote, writing, "They all assured me they would look forward to speaking with the president to report on their continuing efforts." We're also learning more about the secretive Chatfield and Shirkey visit to the Oval Office, where in November of 2020, the report saying Shirkey told Trump he lost the election after Trump made remarks about votes in Wayne County. In an interview to the committee, Chatfield recalling Trump telling him, "Have a backbone and do the right thing." Both Shirkey and Chatfield also recounting they received more than a dozen combined calls from Trump following up on their visit. Then there was the plot to forge documents meant for Congress certifying the election for Donald Trump. Former Michigan Party Chair Laura Cox telling the committee she was contacted by a lawyer from the Trump campaign. Cox replying in no uncertain terms that that was insane and inappropriate. Maya Rodriguez, a GOP activist, and Kathy Baridan, the chair from Michigan for the National Republican Party, were also asked how their signatures ended up on those forged documents of electors in depositions. They both pleaded the fifth 108 times combined. In Detroit, Grant Herms, Local 4.
All right, thanks, Grant. It is unclear right now whether the report will lead to any charges or indictments because the committee did not have charging power. However, the slate of fake electors has already been sent to the FBI for review.
55 people have died nationwide from the winter storm that moved across the country before and during Christmas.
The hardest hit area is definitely Buffalo, New York. They are calling the blizzard that just hit there the worst they've had in 45 years, and they have seen a lot of snow before. Authorities in Erie County, which includes Buffalo, announced this morning the death toll has now risen to 25.
Most roads in Buffalo are impassable as huge snowdrifts up to 10 feet high have blocked roads and trapped people in their homes. Abandoned cars, tractor trailers, and buses litter the city streets.
Most abandoned cars in the city have unfortunately not yet been towed. There's cars everywhere, pointing the wrong direction on roads. They've basically been plowed in. They need to be dug out and towed, and it's going to take time to clear those. While some have been towed, not everyone. Tractor trailers as well. There's tractor trailers. There's abandoned buses on roads. So it's a very, very tenuous situation still in the city.
Yeah. And officials say another foot of snow could fall in Erie County through early Tuesday afternoon. Around here, it's another night of freezing temperatures, and many people are on the streets or without heat in this cold.
But more than 500 people in need are getting new winter boots to at least keep their feet some warm. Sean Lay is live along Ford Road in Dearborn with how this is all happening. Hi, Sean.
Christy, it's worth repeating what you just said. 500 pairs of boots, 501 if we want to be extremely accurate here. Look, it's 22 degrees where I'm standing right now. If your feet have ever really been cold for a long time, it's not fun. It's absolutely painful. But dealing with that night after night, that is not a good situation at all. So people are teaming up to bring those 500 pairs of winter boots out to the people who really need them.
We do this because we've met a lot of homeless people that have lost toes and feet and fingers and stuff like that, and we intentionally go after what we call the hardcore crowd on purpose and try to take care of them first.
His name is Joe Hicks. He's known on the streets as Brother Joe. He and his wife Lisa have been feeding those living on the streets in Metro Detroit for years.
What was it, like 12 degrees? Yeah.
When the cold hits, if donations of coats and gloves come in, those are also given to those who are freezing. This year, Brother Joe is in the process of putting 500 pairs of winter boots on those who truly need them to fight the cold. Passing out boots this week, the cold was truly painful.
Lisa said it to me first. She said, my fingertips are starting to burn, and my right thumb, she and I are tripping all over each other as boots are falling out on us, and my left thumb felt like a match tip.
Where did Brother Joe and Lisa get 500 pairs of boots to put on freezing feet?
I came to the church and I said, hey, I know it's maybe a lofty dream, but I think that we can get 500 pair of boots, or at least let's try.
Calvary Baptist Church in Whitmore Lake, a small congregation with big hearts. Pastor Matt Lefebvre putting out the call to collect new boots, and the church responded. 501 pairs and counting. 501 people with protection now on their feet tonight. One man now has boots who was wearing flip-flops in the snow.
When he picked up the boots, I want to say it was about 10 degrees outside, and he was talking about somebody wearing flip-flops in 10 degrees. I can't imagine that.
It kind of helps you sleep better knowing that someone else is warm.
Yeah.
Indeed, back here live in Dearborn, we've seen Brother Joe and his wife Lisa and their ministry out with food, coats, boots, winter after winter and all through the year. And now teaming up with Calvary Baptist Church, the Whitmore Lake Church coming up with the 501 pair of boots. Pastor there, Matt Lefebvre, tells me it's a small effort on their part to get those boots to Brother Joe to get them to the people in need. But Christy and Kim, he hopes it may inspire others to try to do the same. We're live in Dearborn tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4, back to you.
Yeah, what a generous gesture. My goodness, what he's doing. We really appreciate that report, Sean. All right, a new holiday tradition is underway in downtown Detroit.
That's right. Priya Mann is live at the city's Kwanzaa celebration over at Beacon Park tonight. And Priya, this event really has some firsts.
Absolutely. It is the inaugural Kwanzaa celebration and Kinara lighting that was happening over at Campus Martius. Let me give you a look at this beautiful representation and display. It's a 30-foot installation. Organizers say it is the tallest in the world. It was designed by Detroit engineers and designers. Of course, Kwanzaa runs from today through January 1st. 7 candles are lit on the Kinara, representing 7 key principles, which include unity, self-determination, creativity, and faith. We spoke to one Detroit business owner who's been selling Kinaras for years. Take a listen to what she had to say.
I've been celebrating Kwanzaa for a very long time, and for it to be acknowledged citywide is pretty awesome as far as I'm concerned, and for me to even be involved in this first inaugural, the world's largest Kinara, I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh, a lot of folks are certainly so excited. I am joined by Anjia Kai, who is an event organizer. And let me just start by saying, Habari Gani.
Umoja. That is the greeting and the response on the first day of Kwanzaa. Umoja, the principle of unity.
You know, we were talking earlier. You said this is truly a historic day for Detroit.
It really is. Kwanzaa has been celebrated for 55 years, and this is the first year that there's a downtown presence representing Kwanzaa. So our giant Kinara at Campus Martius Park really makes a statement in here in the city.
What did it mean to you to see that beautiful Kinara along with the Christmas tree and the menorah in Campus Martius?
Well, I'm happy to see that we are really practicing diversity, inclusion, and allowing all of the community to express itself and its cultural traditions. And it's really wonderful to come in as a full partner here in downtown Detroit.
And this was a strong partnership between City Council and local nonprofits?
Exactly. The Downtown Detroit Partnership, the Al-Kabalon Village, both nonprofit organizations right here in our city pulled together along with the City Council and all the partners. We're grateful for all the sponsors and collaborative partners who really made this happen today.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me again. Happy Kwanzaa and Habari Gani to you.
Umoja and Umoja to you.
Thank you so much. All right, ladies, reporting live at Beacon Park, I'm Priya Mann. I'll send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Priya. You know, it's beautiful to have all of that central location right there in Campus Martius, be able to celebrate
really nice.
Everything this time of year.
Try to get down there and see it. A lot going on.
Absolutely.
For sure. All right, Priya. Still ahead, the hidden burden of being the person someone else truly depends on. Here's Frank.
When it comes to caregiving, a new poll finds older adults are carrying a heavy load. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, the care and the emotional cost of being there when someone needs you.